Hey y'all, real quick, I wanted to let y'all know that evidently something's going around on TikTok saying that they found Travis Decker. As of 1 p.m. June 18th, 2025, they have not found Decker. I hate that people do stuff like that. I wanted to share this with you. We know the story so far. We have some more audio from him. I'm going to start here. His visitation time with the girls had earlier been reduced after his ex-wife raised concerns over his declining mental health, alleged endangerment, and lack of stability. She was given near full custody while Decker was only allowed to visit every other weekend for a set number of hours. Frustrated with the lack of time with his daughters, Decker pled with a family court judge to restore access to the girls, claiming he'd never put them in danger. Quote, every time I've had the girls, we have been in campsites and national forests and paid campsites that have campers, unquote, he said in the audio. Quote, we've never done anything that was unsafe or anything I wouldn't want to put myself in, unquote. There's pictures of the girls and him. Quote, I understand that my current position while I'm by myself isn't ideal, but my daughters aren't part of that, unquote, Decker continued. Quote, I only get to see them over the weekends, and camping is something the four of us have done since the three of them were in diapers. He emphasized again that he's never put his daughters at risk and brings them to campsites that are sold out. Quote, I've never done anything that I feel like puts them in any sort of risk. That most families in the state of Washington, every campsite we've been to in the last month has been almost completely booked out or sold out because everybody's out this time of year. Quote, when I stepped away from the National Guard, I was making $86,000 a year. And now I make, I think it's like $38,000 a year. When you start over from zero and you don't have help and a hand to get you through, it makes it a little more difficult, unquote. The judge responded stating, quote, that's not stable. Whether it's an RV, a tent, an Airbnb, a motel, that's not stability for these children. That's always a concern for the court. In the audio, Decker tells the judge that he should have the opportunity to be there for his daughters. Quote, I already only get a day and a half, 2 days with my daughters, and it's 2 nights, Decker says in the audio. It's a Friday night, a Saturday night, and because of my current job and the current location, I'm in Idaho working, unquote. Where the work is where I come, and through the new parenting plan, it takes away basically all my opportunities to be around the girls when I'm not at work. Here we have Thomas Decker pictured with his wife Jessica, and they spoke exclusively to the Daily Mail about his brother's alarming change in behavior over the past 3 years and issued a desperate plea for Travis to turn himself in. Let's hear this audio of Travis speaking.
When I was separated from my original active duty, I came out into the civilian world and tried to figure out a way that I could live as a civilian. I didn't have family, I didn't have friends, I didn't have any support, especially coming to a state where I didn't have anybody to lean on or a couch to go sleep on. So when we initially went through our divorce, I went and put the uniform back on full time so I could support myself and support the family through the first big transition of dad not being at home anymore. Once I fulfilled my year obligation, I talked with my chain of command and stepped down from full active duty and transitioned into, my contract ended in December of 2023. Starting.
I want to know why that happened, though. I don't understand why that happened. Like, why would you go from working and then all of a sudden you're not working anymore?
Over is hard, and I'm starting at the bottom, and I've got a long way to go, but I don't think that it should restrict the time that I get to be around my daughters.
We're not trying to take these children away from Mr. Decker. We respect and appreciate the fact that he loves his kids.
Now, this Ariana Cozart is Miss Whitney's lawyer to this day, as she is trying to seek a change to veterans' help and the Amber Alert system.
That's obvious by the fact that he's attending their events. It's just important that they have this consistency in their lives.
Since I have been gone, every time I've had the girls, we have been in campsites in national forests and paid campsites that have campers. We've never done anything that was unsafe or anything I wouldn't want to put myself in. I understand that my current position when I'm by myself isn't ideal, but my daughters aren't a part of that.
But saying that it's something that you wouldn't want to put yourself in. Well, sir, you're a army trained soldier. Like, you put yourself in dangerous situations. So you stating that it's not a situation that you wouldn't put yourself in is not saying much, because little children don't need to be in a situation that an army soldier would feel okay in. Like, it has to be acceptable for them. I personally don't see a problem with him having his children at a campsite or in a camper camping on the weekends, but I could see how the court could have an issue with it.
You get to see them over the weekends, and camping is something that the four of us have done since the three of them were in diapers. I've never done anything I feel like that puts them in any sort of a risk that most families in the state of Washington, every campsite we've been to in the last month have been almost completely booked out or sold out because everybody's out this time of year. When I stepped away from the National Guard, I was making $86,000 a year, and now I make, I think it's like $38,000 a year. When you start over from zero and you don't have help in a hand to get you through it, it makes it a little more difficult.
One of the things I need to consider when I look at the best interest of the children is stability, and that's not stable. It's not stable having them in different places every time you have them.
I I mean, but if he's making an effort to see them, which is something that not all children get from fathers when there's a divorce or even at all, and he's making every effort to attempt to see them, and he went to all of their events. I mean, I don't know. It's hard because I know what he did, and it's like there had to be signs, but I also understand wanting him to be a part of his children's lives. Like, it's not unsafe to take children camping. However, it is not a good idea to have that much change in their lives. Every time they see you, they're going somewhere different. So I understand both sides, I suppose.
I
That's
understand
concerning
that.
to the court, regardless of whether it's in an RV, whether it's in a tent, whether it's in Airbnb, whether it's at a hotel, a motel. That's not stable, and that's always a concern for the court.
So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that audio. We get another idea and you can kind of hear him speaking better. I also have this composite sketch that has just been released of Travis Decker that I will put up. And I'll leave it up while I read the rest of this article. Quote, I feel like I should be able to be there for them and not have to find a way to be around my daughters, unquote. The young children's bodies were discovered dumped in a remote wooded area about 30 miles from Rock Island Campground in Washington. Decker had a history of escalating violence, according to his brother, who revealed Travis's violent reaction when his family attempted to hold an intervention. Thomas, 35, told the Daily Mail exclusively that his brother's actions are unrecognizable from when they were children and begged him to stop this evil and turn himself in after the bodies of the children were found. So, I don't know. If you found this information useful, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out. And if you're not subscribed, please make sure to do so. Thank you. Bye.